Today we present the perfect, foolproof Valentine's Day dinner. You can't f this up. You can't. Okay, well maybe some of you can, but it's pretty easy. Just follow along, you're gonna be fine. And here's the thing, whether there's 2 of you that will be celebrating Valentine's Day, 3 or 4 of you, of course for our Utah fans, and 1 of you, maybe you don't have a Valentine. Ever think about that? Valentine's Day, the cards for you, for this, for this, for this. Everybody's all getting somebody something. But what about the people that don't have anybody? What are they supposed to do? Just sit around and I was going to say something really dirty. I chose not to. But you can still celebrate the day. Anyway, we're going to show you this, and then I will have this Valentine's Day dinner with someone special to me. We don't get to do this very often, so cheers to you at the end.
You know what us young people say for celebrate the day?
What?
Treat yourself. He's never heard that in his life.
Treat yourself.
He's never heard that in his life, and I
That
guarantee
from the whitest person I've ever met in my life. Treat yourself. I can't even do it. All right, so fillets, and I'm telling you, perfectly cooked. You will not blow this. I have a big head cold. I apologize. I don't like it any more than you like it. Fillets that you will be loving. Cauliflower mash. Wait. As delicious, maybe deliciouser than mashed potatoes, but better for you. It's all about here. Whoosh. I'm thinking of you. And slightly boozy with vermouth, rich, delicious, creamy shiitake mushrooms. Oh, I could just like pee myself thinking about how good this is all going to be. We start with the steak. And the interesting part is the time it takes the steaks to cook, everything else happens. And then it just comes together at the end. Let's start with our steaks, the seasoning part. So as I'm fond of doing these days, we'll put some oil and some soy sauce in a little bowl. Mix it up and paint our steaks. I love the way they glisten with this, Max. I love it. Sorry, I love the way they glisten with this, Max and Chance.
Chance Nation.
Chance Nation. You can't say it about yourself.
I created it.
All right, so you got a little bit of this on. We go a generous seasoning of kosher salt and pepper. Because they're thick-ish, they can stand it. And then they flip over, and we do the same on the other side. We paint, we season, and we're ready for the oven. Here's what I've done. We're reverse searing. If you're new, you don't know this. If you're old, you know this. I mean, new to the channel, old to the channel. It's flawless. It's perfect. The steaks are in the oven at 275 degrees. 275, which is pretty low. What that's going to do, it's going to allow the steak to cook all the way through, perfectly evenly. Is it perfectly even?
Perfectly even.
Perfectly even. Gorgeous. No gray ring, no nothing, no burn, nothing. Perfect. Till it reaches 125 degrees, then I'm going to take it out. I like my steaks on the medium rare side, so sue me. And when you cut it, you're going to see how beautiful it is. Now the cauliflower mash. And that the steaks will probably take 35, 40, 45 minutes, something like that. 50, I don't know, whatever. Is my oven perfect at 275? Well, it actually is, because I had them calibrated a while ago, which is not a bad thing to do. Then you know what you're dealing with. So, okay, cauliflower now. We're going to break this guy down and put the pieces in this, what's this called? Colander. Put the I forgot that as a cooking channel. You'd think I'd know more shit. We break this down, put the pieces in here. So here's what you've got. You've got, the top of a cauliflower. The stem thing's been taken off. What we want are what are known in the business as the florets, which are this part. This. That is a cauliflower floret. I don't want to cook giant ones beside little ones. I want them all about the same size. I've told you this before. Same size pieces cook at the same time. Ridiculously differently sized pieces cook at ridiculously different times. So try and get them all about the same size. Like this. These guys now are looking pretty close, right, Maxie?
Perfect.
We'll take these guys, we'll put them in our colander. If you had a steamer, you could use a steamer. We don't want these green parts, so we'll just cut those off, get rid of them, and just continue along until we get these guys roughly the same size. Look, if you've got some small ones, that's going to be okay. These guys like this, we're going to be fine. Just continue till you're done, and then the fun starts. This is one of my favorite things to have as a side dish. Okay, these little guys can actually come in here too. All right, we were just having a conversation, readjusting cameras, taking a break, whatever, before we put this in, and Max was saying, what were you saying? Valentine's Day should be called Treat Yourself Day. And I say, or it could be called Singles Get Fucked Day. And I don't mean like this kind of fucked, I mean like screwed fucked, which is still not this kind of fucked. You know what I mean? What I mean is that that all the cards, everything's for couples. I feel bad if you don't have somebody. So here's how you fix that. You say, fuck you to all the Hallmark people, and you make yourself something you deserve. A great steak, this, whatever. And if this is not your food, be sure to make yourself something, okay? And like crazy. It's all about you. Little self-love never hurt anybody. Too much?
No word.
So here's what we've got. I now have this in a metal colander. Clearly it's not gonna work if this is plastic. This is gonna sit right on top of this big ass pot of water that's boiling and steaming. So that's gonna go on. Nothing to do until I take my pokey stick, push it into the stems of these florets, and it goes in like a hot knife into butter. Oh, mushrooms. But now we'll start the shiitakes. So let me just move this guy over here. Get my pan on the heat. Now, shiitake heaven. And our gorgeous mushrooms begin with some avocado oil and some butter. Nice. And just as everything starts to melt beautifully, and I've said it before, the butter gives flavor. The oil keeps the butter from burning. Just as everything starts to melt, we'll add in about half a pound of sliced shiitakes. Like that. And all we want to do is just give them a little pushing around to get a little of the butter or the oil on them. And we're going to let them soften. And this is, you're probably 5 minutes away. Just let them do their thing. While we're here, let's take a look at the cauliflower, which, by the way, said properly, it's cauliflower, not cauliflower. Just to show you, it's been about 10 minutes and not there yet. If you go into the stocky part right there, yeah, it's not even getting in that. So lid back on, leave it alone. You can see how beautiful now after a few minutes they're starting to get. You can take a look in the description below. We'll put a link to another video we did a while back on like the perfect mushrooms. These are going to be slightly different because I'm going to make a little bit of a sauce with these, but they'll be no less delicious.
The production value might not be what you're used to, but it was a different time.
We were idiots then. Look, lovely, right? So now we'll start to add a few things. The first will be some garlic. And just let that, with the aid of a little oil, get fragrant. It's going to take about a minute. We haven't seasoned it yet. We're going to do that near the end. And when you smell the garlic, you can start to move it in and around. Oh my God. And now a couple tablespoons of our old friend Vermouth. And what this will do for the flavor of these mushrooms is kind of insane. So just let it cook itself off. Most of the liquid will go away. So we had a question on whether vermouth goes bad, and it doesn't. It's not like opening a bottle of wine. That's the beauty of it. It sits on your shelf. It's considered a shelf-stable product. So open it, use it today, use it tomorrow, use it a year from now. It's still great. Okay, most of the liquid's gone. You can see that, right? So now we're going to add a little whipping cream. And if you did nothing more than just put this whipping cream in and let it start to cook away, it will thicken all by itself. But we want to add a little bit more flavor to this. So we're going to pour in a little beef broth. It looks like this. Okay, you're looking at this, you're going, it's watery, Sam. But just you wait, just you wait, just you wait. And while it's doing its thing, in goes some fresh thyme. Beautiful. And now our salt and pepper max. Tiny bit more. We mix. And now over the next couple minutes, this is going to thicken by itself and become really a gorgeously rich and beautiful little sauce. But let's come back to our cauliflower. Push that away, let it stay on the heat, get our stick, and we look like this. No, not quite. Getting closer. Another 10. The smell from the mushrooms is crazy. Sorry, and I forgot one more thing. A little tiny splash of Worcestershire. What was that, half a teaspoon? Right, it's doing its thing by itself. Just leave it alone. Cauliflower's ready, but before we get to it, let's scope our mushrooms because they're freaking gorgeous. Here, have a look. See? Look at how they've thickened up. I used probably about a third to a half a cup each of the cream and the beef broth, and this is the result. That gorgeous, beautiful, creamy. I need a bite. Can I have a bite? Let me tell you something. Valentine's. If that was all you had, was a big ass bowl of that, watching your favorite, I don't know, whatever. Be a great Valentine's Day, but we're not stopping here. I'm gonna put them off to the side, warm them up in a second. Now, it's cauliflower time. And here we go. There's our cauliflower. Looking beautiful. Look, see how soft that is now? That's where you want it. You want it like that, Max. Just poke it in. So we're gonna take this out. It's gonna go straight into our processor right here. And we go, if you don't have a processor, you could use a blender. But I think like a potato ricer we've used before, you've seen us use it. It's like a giant garlic press for potatoes. I think that would even work good because this stuff is so soft. Okay, so we get all this in. Get rid of this. And now our work begins. So a little bit of love this way. We're gonna use our spatula to just get the sides down. Give it a little cream. Oh. Let's do this. I think
Measuring?
I'm gonna measure. I want people to know. So it's a 1/4 cup of cream, okay? Down, 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 down. You always have to do this. The goal here, folks, is super smooth. So put it on, let it go. Now let's look where we are. Hey, look in here, Max. What's that look like to you?
Mashed potatoes.
You got that right. But we're not stopping there. It gets a couple more things. Ready? It's a nice pinch of salt and pepper. Be very important to this very bland vegetable. A little garlic powder, maybe half a teaspoon. 1 squeeze About a half a tablespoon of avocado oil. The best part now, some Parmesan cheese. I'd say, 2 or 3 tablespoons. Oh, gorgeous, huh? Look at it snowing down. Parmesan cheese, Parmesan cheese. Now let's give it a whiz and see how it comes out. May I? Oh, that's so beautiful and steamy and warm and oh shit. Okay, the steak is oh my God. The steak is almost ready. I'm gonna go check it, we're gonna bring it out, we throw everything together, and then I get my Valentine's Day with a very special someone. How nice that we can share a little Valentine's Day. And here we are. So look, fully cooked, not as beautiful as I would like, and that's just because of the way they cooked in the oven, but they're perfect inside. So we're just gonna jazz up the outside a little bit. I'm just gonna bring back this little oil soy sauce thing that I used before and just paint a little bit more of this on top. Just a quick little glisten of it. And then the steaks are gonna go right on the flat top to get just a little bit more color and pizzazz. And on they go, literally for like 30, 45 seconds. And now the bottom, which is the top right now, gets a little bit more of this. That's what you want. And that's what I want. Just that little mahogany color. Just a little extra. A little more, a little more. Beautiful. Gosh darn it. And when you've got what you want, both sides, take them off. Here we go. All right, here's how this goes down. We take our steak, we put it here. Now the important moment, Max. You know what this moment is? We cut it. What did I promise? I promised perfect all the way through. God, I hope I can deliver. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate to always be right, but I think I promised all the way through and I delivered. Perfect all the way through. So now we'll cut some pieces. Oh my gosh. So this is what I said to you. Nobody wants to screw up on Valentine's Day, so just make it perfect. Foolproof. Let's build our plate. And our plate's gonna look like this. First, some of the cauliflower mash. Oh, it's gorgeous. Next, we're gonna take this amazing steak that somebody right now is pissed off because of the way I cooked it, and that's okay, because you're not eating it. You tell me that's not freaking beautiful? It's freaking beautiful. Our mushrooms. A little sauce. Wait for it, wait for it. 2 more things. 1, little black pepper, my fave, and a tiny bit more of this thyme that we used that enhanced all the flavors in this thing. And now it's time to share this gorgeousness with someone I love. Let's go inside. Hey, I gotta say, I'm super jazzed you're able to make it, because we don't get to do this very often, so cheers to you. How nice that we can share a little Valentine's Day meal together. Should we have a bite together? All right, here we go. The steak and the mushrooms first, let's do that. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Is it everything you thought? Because your facial reactions honestly are mirroring everything I'm feeling right now. The steak is beautifully cooked, perfectly medium rare. I love it. I know it's the way you like it too. But those mushrooms with the vermouth and the cream, they're just so luxurious. Ah, the cauliflower mash. Come on, let's have a bite together. And there's no chewing, it just swallows, it's delicate and it's light and it's not all that carby heaviness of mashed potatoes. Okay, honestly, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for being here. I know we don't do this often enough. Can we do this more? I feel like we're on the same wavelength about that. Happy Valentine's Day. Glad you're here. And so whether you're one person or a couple or whatever, make something special for yourself on Valentine's Day. And if you're only one person, say screw it to all those other people. You do it because you deserve it. A little special one-on-one time. There's nothing wrong with that.